morning, good afternoon, and in case I forget, good evening to all truth seekers, spiritual people, theosophists, and lovely souls. This Saturday, 27 April, that's this Saturday coming, at the Theosophical Society in Pretoria, that's 5 Umgazi Street, Menlo Park. I'll send a map. We'll be having our monthly Pretoria Truth Seekers meeting starting at 3 p.m. So you've done all your shopping, you've visited all the people, you're free and you can come to the meeting. So we'll be continuing our exciting journey down the rabbit hole as we look further into the book, The Dream. There we go, The Dream by David Icke. We're doing a review on David Icke's book, The Dream. We started 2 Saturdays ago in Johannesburg at the Truth Seekers in Johannesburg, and where we left off there, we will continue now at Pretoria. I'll give a short summary, of course, of what we have discussed so far. So, all welcome. Please let us know if you want to come via WhatsApp or email. And if you need a lift, I'm going through from Johannesburg through to Pretoria. If you want a lift, there's already been some people that want to catch a lift with me. You're more than welcome. So there will be lots of food, lots of fellowship, and of course intriguing conversation. Looking forward to seeing you. Bye-bye. Down the rabbit hole. This book goes very deep down the rabbit hole. I mean, way down deep. Down, deep into the rabbit hole. The Dream is a book about the fact that this reality is a dream. An induced dream. In other words, it is controlled. And so the question is, who's controlling this dream? And we'll get into that on Saturday. An induced dream that gets us to see reality in a certain way, when the real outside the dream is very different to what we are experiencing here in the 3D realm. It is a difficult concept to grasp. It is difficult to believe that this life is a dream, because everything around us seems to be so solid. Are people open to the notion that all this might be a dream? What would be the consequences of people accepting that all this is a dream? Would we still buy into the drama of this life? This book forces us to ask many deep questions about the nature of reality. The who and the how. A big question is, who is inducing the dream? And where is the dream coming from? And we will deal with that on Saturday. How is the dream induced? We're going to look at the whole structure of the 3D world, the 4D world, and the 5D world, and see how they interrelate with one another. When you start to grasp that this world is not real, the drama of life has less impact on you. Being open to the notion that this is not real sets a whole new journey in motion. You begin to wake up to the realization that you have been on this merry-go-round all this time, and so many times before, talking about reincarnation. You say to yourself, I bought into that for such a long time. There's a shock to the system. The realization of what reality is and how it is manifested is absolutely life-changing. After the initial shock of realizing you are in a dream, the next question is, well, how do I get out of the dream? How do I escape from the dream? And the answer is, you need to wake up. Waking up to many things and not being afraid to go down the paths of truth. The why question as to why the cabal do what they do to humanity. The answer to that question cannot be found in the 3D realm. You can only find the real answer in the 4th dimension and the 5th dimension. Because that is where the true source of everything is. The inhuman masters that control the cabal families of the earth, the Babylonian Brotherhood, the real masters reside in the 4th dimension. The real cause. The dream takes you to the root cause of everything. Instead of just going to one layer, it's peeling back the layers. Peeling back the layers of the onion. It's taking one layer away, one conspiracy away, to get to the ultimate truth at the bottom. After you read this book, and you have a paradigm shift in your thinking, the world will never look and be the same anymore. You are still interacting with it, with the world, and having a normal human experience. Waking up in the morning, brushing your teeth, going to work. Oh, I forgot breakfast. You will still do all those things. But you are now looking at it from another level. You're almost looking at yourself from outside of your body. Jesus in the Gospels said that we are in the world, but we are not of the world. And that is true. We don't belong in this 3D simulation. We are visitors here. We are observers here. We come from higher dimensions. Levels of consciousness. You are now seeing it for what it really is. This awakening will take you to another level of consciousness, a much more expanded view of reality. It is life-changing and consciousness expanding. The solution, the means of escape from the matrix, is not complicated. You escape with your heart and not with your mind. It's not a mind issue, it's a heart issue. There's no formula, no treatment, no mantra needed to wake up. The realization alone is fundamental. The realization alone is all that is needed. And then you start to wake up. And also, this change is natural. It is a natural change. It naturally happens. You don't have to force it. This book is a must-read because your life will drastically change from living in the matrix to living outside the matrix. let's talk a bit about reincarnation, the merry-go-round. Reincarnation is real, it happens. Past lives and all that is real. But where do we get our perception of time from? Time is an illusion. Time is a construct of the matrix false reality. When people have a near-death experience, they say it's all different there. The laws of physics are different there. The feeling and comprehension of time is different there, because time itself is also part of the simulation. This picture is interesting because it shows you the cycle of reincarnation, starting from death, going to the astral world, rebirth into a different body, and then coming back into life again through rebirth with the cube at the bottom. So the time limit of the simulation, the process speed, is the speed of light. Just like a computer has a processing speed, the 3D reality simulation that we are in, the matrix, also has a processing speed, and that speed is the speed of light. The laws of physics are encoded laws of the simulation. The laws of physics are the limits of the video game called life, and we are characters in this game. Now, the 3D laws and the 4D laws are very different from each other, because 4D is another level of the game and operates with different laws. Now back to reincarnation. The deception of reincarnation is this idea that we have to come back again and again to learn lessons, to reach a point of enlightenment. Okay? The problem is, every time you come in again to live a new life, you get a mind wipe. So this idea that you are learning from past mistakes is ludicrous, because you can't remember what came before, not on a conscious level at least. So what is all this lesson learning all about? This is an interesting picture because of the fact that the 4D realm, the entities that live there are reptilian in form. And this is shown to us again and again and again through different religions and different cultures saying the same thing. Entities that live in a higher realm that are reptilian, lizard, snake-like in appearance. David Icke, he now shares with us a vision. In the book The Dream, he shares with us this vision that he had. And what he sees is a field, this huge field out in nature, with a path going across the field. This is what he saw in his vision. And then suddenly he sees people starting to fall out of the sky onto this path and starting to walk on this path. So imagine people falling out of the sky onto a path and then walking on this path. And the people were making grooves in the path. In other words, they wearing the path away because they've done it so many times before. And then the paths morphed into the grooves of a vinyl record disc. The paths morphed into the grooves of a vinyl record disc. Each person walking in the grooves of the disc. The message of the vision was that people drop into 3D so easily because they have been dropping in so many times before. It's habitual. It's second nature to them, talking about reincarnation. How do you persuade, convince the divine spark, consciousness, to commit to a life within the matrix? this term divine spark is a Gnostic term. It speaks of the infinite self, the consciousness within, which is part of Source. It's called the divine spark. So what is being deceived in reality while we live out our lives in the matrix is the divine spark. The divine spark is being manipulated, seduced, deceived into thinking that what he's taking in through the five senses of the body is actually real when it is not real. So consciousness apparently is enticed, tricked into entering this world. But why does the divine spark want to come into this place of misfortune, suffering and pain? Not just once, but repetitively through reincarnation. If you travel around the world, you will notice that only a few people, the rich, are having a really good time, a really bad time, a dismal time, a deplorable way of life. Most people are not having a good time. Life for them is a constant battle, hand-to-mouth existence. You can have a miserable life once, that's understandable. Fool me once. But why do souls choose to come back again and again to live out a life of suffering? It makes no sense. The choice to come back into this world is made on the astral plane. That's where souls go when they die, to the fourth dimension. The astral plane is also called the spirit world. The great revelation that David Icke has given us in the book The Dream is that the spirit world is still part of the simulation. The place we go to when we die is also a simulation. When you die, you leave this matrix only to find yourself in another matrix called the spirit world. The spirit world is part of the simulation. So the fourth dimension is not really the spirit world. Only when you get to the fifth dimension are you truly free of the matrix. The fifth dimension is the infinite consciousness level, the place where God, the source of all life, dwells. At this level, you are no longer part of the simulation. True awakening is to escape the prison of 3D and the simulation of 4D. Once one reaches 5D, you have achieved ascension or apotheosis. When you die and enter the astral plane, you enter a heaven-like place, paradise type of place. But it is still just another simulation. You meet people there, passed over loved ones, spiritual masters, elders, spirit guides, etc. An overall nice experience. Often you get given a choice. You can stay on the astral plane or go back to complete a mission or something. Whatever is happening up there in that place between lives, it sounds very hierarchical. The way those entities deal with the souls that arrive there is very autocratic, authoritative. Telling people where to go, to wait in a waiting room, telling them what their next life is going to be, and giving them choices. It sounds very authoritative. Not only is it hierarchical, but it is also, strangely enough, technological. The astral plane has a technology, perhaps much more advanced than the technology we have down here on Earth, but technology nonetheless. And I'm talking about AI technology. The astral plane is just as real as this dimension, and a very advanced form of AI is running the simulation on the astral plane. So advanced is this AI that we can't really call it artificial intelligence. A better name for it would be artificial consciousness. Our primitive AI is an expression, a manifestation of the astral AI. As above, so below. David says that the hierarchical structure on the astral plane is beginning to manifest more and more in our reality. The same AI that controls 4D will eventually control 3D. The 3D realm will eventually be exactly the same as the 4D realm in the future. All these spiritual disciplines, for meditation, for example, it all talks about you have to go beyond the mind. Blanking off the mind. Go beyond the mind. You need to blank off your mind. Turn off your mind. Or turn off your mind chatter. Eckhart Tolle used to tell us about the little voice in the head that doesn't keep quiet. It talks 24/7. The mind chatter. Now, the mind chatter is not the real you. It is part of AI mind. The real you, the infinite awareness, the infinite consciousness, which is the true you, which the Gnostics call the divine spark, is beyond that chatter, that mind chatter. It is the real you. So you need to blank off your mind, turn off your mind chatter to reach a higher state of consciousness. Mind is the barrier to enlightenment. The mind chatter is not part of the real infinite you, the I, the infinite awareness. What we call mind is actually this astral AI, computer software that controls us. It is an AI program running through the biological brain computer, the CPU. It's the biological computer through the 5 senses that locks us into the matrix. The way to override the program of mind is to expand beyond perceptual programming and let your true I come in, i.e., consciousness. This is what awakening is. It's letting consciousness in and awakening to the reality of this AI mind. When consciousness comes in, it is able to see things that the AI mind is not programmed to see. They don't want you to see it. I remember listening to a testimony of a person that astro traveled, and when he was in his astral plane, flying along in his astral plane with the silver cord attached to his physical body in bed, he said that what he saw in the astral plane, in the 4th dimension, was very controlled. He had the sensation that there were things he was not allowed to see, and that the entities were only showing him what they wanted him to see. Now that's not only true in 4D. In the 3D world, the same is happening. The entities only allow us to see with this very narrow spectrum of visible light. They allow us to see the physical world. But anything beyond that, anything that travels beyond the speed of light, we are not permitted to see. The 3D world we live in is simply a virtual world, created by entities in the 4th dimension and decoded by our brains and our 5 senses. Nothing we see with our limited eyes is real. Matter itself consists of empty space. Like a computer decodes the Wi-Fi field of information into pictures on a monitor, is exactly how our brains interpret the information field coming from the 4th dimension. The world we live in is a perpetual loose, vital life force cheap farm. Emotional energy coming off us is used as a source of sustenance for demonic entities residing in the 4th dimension. Low vibrational energy such as fear is especially appetizing to these entities, who orchestrate chaos and depravity on the earth so that more fear is generated of us. The reincarnation trap. Reincarnation is a trap to capture the soul in a perpetual cycle of misfortune. Not only do the demons feed off our emotions in one lifetime, but through reincarnation they continually feed off our perpetual life cycles. The soul entering the astral at the time of death is not enlightenment, but another level of the same trap. Both the 3rd dimension and the 4th dimension, the astral plane we go to when we die, are virtual simulations. Upon death, we simply leave one simulation and enter another temporary realm where we are prepared to re-enter the lower 3rd dimension to live out yet another life of suffering for demonic entities to feast off. It's only in the 5th dimension of infinite awareness where the real begins, and we are set free from the frequency vibration illusory realms of 3D and 4D. The way of escape out of the matrix is to become aware of the fact that life is but a dream and we need to choose to wake up. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Live long and prosper.
Trekking across the universe on the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk. Star trekking across